As most of you know, last night was the NBA Finals. The New York Knicks lost game three, 111 to 115. So it was a close game. But we have people out in the streets acting really, really crazy. We also have Stephen A. Smith blaming Trump for the Knicks losing the game. Yeah, it's just been a lot. But anyway, this is going to be a very good video, if I must say so myself. So I need you guys to sit back and relax, grab your favorite snack, and let's get into this video. I'm a native New Yorker. Don't get me wrong. I love New York for what it's worth. But this is absolutely absurd. This is ridiculous. From what I heard, Knicks fans was ripping the jerseys off of Spur fan members. Like, what the hell are we talking about? You can't represent your team freely and proudly without you getting upset and ripping off the shirt or jersey of somebody else. You're literally taking the sign from the bus stop and beating people over the head with it. Listen, what is really going on in New York right now? Are you guys really are you lacking or missing some type of serotonin? This is so uncalled for. This is ridiculous.
You are unlawfully walking in the roadway. I'm warning you to...
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I've seen people mad about their team losing, but this takes it to a whole nother level. This is ridiculous to say the least. What's wrong with everybody? Has everybody not taken the fucking multivitamin? Is the brain not working? What's really going on? Why are you destroying your cities? First of all, a lot of you who are doing this shit you're just doing it for attention. Right? You're just doing it because I'm living, this is stupid. The mentality that a lot of us have is just really screwed and messed up. The other thing is this, right? Half of you not even making a dollar or a cent off of this shit. You're not. It's not to say you put your damn bet in with Betfair Casino or maybe one of those betting apps and you're going to make a dollar from this. You're just a dieharded fan who's not getting any type of compensation from none of this. Just watch the game like everybody else, and there has to be a winner and a losing team. Like, at what point have we not come to realization that there has to be a winner and a loser? And right now, you guys are acting like the losers. It's not that serious. Your team lost, that's it. Hopefully, during the next game, they could recover. As you saw, there was a woman who appeared to be claustrophobic. She was stuck in between all of those people, and she just lost her mind. She started screaming, she started crying. And imagine for those people, right, who are claustrophobic, or better yet, even if you're not claustrophobic, just imagine yourself being trapped in an elevator. That's how she feels, probably 10 times worse. So you have to empathize with her. Like, this is crazy behavior. This is Neanderthal behavior. This is not civilized behavior.
Seeing what happened yesterday, New York Knicks and all that, and the vision for sports, for something that has nothing to do with human rights and anything to do with something to help children. Nothing. They're fighting
Right.
because of a sport, of a team, and because of I guess state. This is why I should stop watching everything altogether. Entertainment, news, sports, fucking reality shows, everything.
My husband is the same way. My husband gave up on this shit long time ago. He's like, you know what? I am not even gonna wear the team hats. I'm not going out there purchasing the team caps, spending a lot of money for team logos, and having people ask me and confront me every 5 seconds. So, are you a Yankees fan? Oh, so are you a whoever fan? And he's like, listen, I just, it's not even about being a fan. I am just a New Yorker. I'm just representing where I'm from. That's it. But a lot of times it stirs up a lot of conversations, and it could go negative or it could be a positive conversation. But he just got entirely pissed off, and he's like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just getting a regular fitted, something that looks appropriate, and I'm good to go. And I feel where this guy is coming from, because a lot of times people don't understand. They take the taste out of everything. When I say everything, everything. It could be the most simplistic stuff, and they just make it appear to be so bad you want no part of it.
This is all meant to divide us, bro. Even politics. I don't fuck with no politics. Nothing. I mess with God. I'm here just in shock of seeing all these people fighting, it's not even for a cause. These people are whooping each other's ass for no reason, just because of a team, because of something that the elite made up for this specific reason, for that exact reason. God knew what he was doing when he made me uninterested and all that shit. Something's gotta give, bro. Like, look at that shit. The fighting, and again, there's so much shit that's been put out and dished out that for us to do that exact riot, and we haven't. And that when it does happen, it's for the fucking sport. Do better, dog. Do better, guys.
And a lot of us wonder, why is it that we don't make it far in life? Because we're fulfilled with too many distractions. And that's exactly what he's saying. It's not to say that you're out there repping or fighting for a cause, humanitarianism or something of that nature. You're out there fighting because a team lost a game? A game? Bouncing a ball on a court and throwing it in a hoop and hoping that you don't miss? That's what you're fighting over? And the sad irony is, the people you're fighting over, not one of them know you, nor do they care to know you. You don't fit their criteria. Let that sink in for a second. Nor do they care to know who you are. If they were to see you, they'll walk right past you. You probably have to beg them for an autograph. So once again, I ask, why are we doing this? Why are you tearing up your cities when they live in great communities? In fact, gated communities. In fact, they have to drive about a mile to just get to their front door alone. They have to get past all the landscaping and all of the land and property just to make it to the back end of their mansion. And you're out here tearing up your community like the ultimate idiot. Or idiots is what I should say. A lot of you have no clue why you're doing this. You're just doing it because you think it's cool. And it's just something to do while everybody else whip out their phones and record as if they're watching the WWE or the WWF live. When in all retrospect, if anybody had any sense, they would pay you guys no attention. But attention is a hell of a drug. Everybody craves it for some reason. Everybody wants to record something to post it on social media, hopefully with the hopes that their social media following grows. This is just absolutely ridiculous.
Nah, bruh, no fucking way. I'm just sitting over here looking at all of this New York shit going on. Why are y'all like that? I really need to know why y'all are like that though. Because like it's one thing to beat up the Spurs fans. Even that's crazy in itself. Whooping on people just because they like a team that's different than yours is crazy. But I just saw a video of another New Yorker trying to stop y'all from shaking the Manhattan bus stop sign down, and y'all just jumped your own New Yorker. Why would you? Why would you jump your own breed? Why would you jump your own brother? That's just so weird to me. Y'all acting so out of pocket. I'm so glad I'm not from there.
And when I tell you they were successful in breaking down the bus stop sign, in fact, that was a sign that you saw in the first clip with the guy bashing the other guy over the head with. Ridiculous.
So it's amazing when the cops is out here. Like, this is nothing. This is real petty. You should see how much more is out here. It's literally thousands of cars all over the place. Literally. Because, Trump was in the house, etc. And they didn't want any riots out here, and stuff like that. So there you go. But yeah.
You say to yourself, if this keeps happening, what's going to become of New York? New York used to be such a fun place. It still is a fun place, but you have a lot of people out there who just don't have any type of discipline or behavior. They don't know how to act even if you paid them to. They act like little monsters, just going around tearing up stuff. Let's see what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
I made it very, very clear that when the New York Knicks were playing the San Antonio Spurs in Game 3 of the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden on Monday night, that if they were to lose that game, that it would be his fault. He would be to blame. Now, I didn't mean it in a literal sense in terms of their performance on the basketball court. That has something to do with the players, and I get that. But in the same breath, I wanted to highlight the level of culpability that the president had in disrupting the mojo of the New York Knicks, a team that had not been to the NBA Finals in 27 years, that had not been in a position to win a championship in 32 years because they had no chance 27 years ago against the San Antonio Spurs team because they were completely outnumbered and their star player Patrick Ewing was injured. 1994, they're going up against the Houston Rockets, and they had a legitimate chance but lost that series in the 7th game. And before that, they had won a championship in 1973. That is 53 years ago. Now, for those of you out there that don't care much about sports, this ain't about sports. I addressed that on my show on ESPN earlier today, and then this afternoon on my Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio show. This is my platform on YouTube. And I'm taking the opportunity to address it because I want to make very, very, very clear to those of you out there who are supporters of Trump and MAGA and all of this other stuff. This is not about politics. And anybody who tries to make it about politics, you're whistling into the wind. I don't give a damn what you're saying. I'm telling you what I know because I'm the one saying it. This is not about politics. This is about a New Yorker. This is about a president that was born, raised in Queens, New York. That's a lifelong New York Knicks fan. That saw them riding a level of momentum he hadn't seen since he was 26 years old. Watching and loving and supporting and rooting for the New York Knicks when he was 26 in 1973. May of 1973 to be exact. And to get in the way of those things and to disrupt that momentum and that fervor that New York had built when you know good and damn well that you are a real estate mogul that has been synonymous and associated with New York all your damn life. And you've complained about the level of ineptitude that has existed with the New York Knicks franchise along with various other franchises throughout the years. To see them in this position and to disrupt the momentum that they had built just because you want to attend the game, I called narcissistic and selfish. Why would I do such a thing? Because it's Donald Trump, that's why. Because it's factually correct, that's why. Because he had no business at the game. And the reason I say he had no business at the game, I'm not talking about an NBA Finals game, even though he was the first sitting president to ever attend an NBA Finals game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that there's watch parties outside of Madison Square Garden in New York City. This ain't Texas. It's not a bunch of land surrounding the arena and all of this open space and a multitude of exits and all of this other stuff. That is not Madison Square Garden. You don't know? Come visit. It's a sandbox. It's very tight. It's very congested. You go in one way, out the one, same way. It's no surprises. It's 8.5 million people. The streets are flooded with an abundance of human beings. And the New York Knicks, who hadn't been in the finals since 1999, having watch parties outside. Thousands upon thousands of people have been priced out because tickets ranged from 10,000 to 17,000 to as high as 101,000 before they were lowered because people had to wait so long to get into a game because the president was coming with his security detail, by the way, the Secret Service and beyond, that they ended up having to lower those prices. But people, even at those lower prices, is still too exorbitant for the average New Yorker or the average American citizen, for that matter, to afford. So I sat up there and said, because it's in New York, because of those watch parties, because of the fervor and momentum that existed, the president had no place there because it would cause too much of a ruckus. And naturally, because he took umbrage with what I had to say, because I used words like narcissist, and I said selfish, and I said if the New York Knicks lose game 3, which they ended up doing, it would be his fault. He was offended. And that is why he said this. Play this clip again, please, so everybody can see the president speaking for himself. Play it again.
ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith, who has talked about running for president, said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
First things first. I appreciate the fact that he said I was a nice guy, because I am a nice guy. This is actually true. Secondly, Donald Trump and I have history. We've known each other before he ever entered the White House. And in the world of sports, he knows what I bring to the table. I'd also like to remind everybody that over a year ago, on a network News Nation, the same Donald Trump that said my IQ was low and that you have to have a strong aptitude and a high IQ to be the president, that was the same Donald Trump that told Bill O'Reilly and Chris Cuomo and a packed audience for a town hall meeting that he would love to see me run for president. But because I said what I said about him being the reason that the New York Knicks will have lost game 3, he obviously took offense and clapped back. That is his right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not offended by that whatsoever. I'm not offended by it because it's his default position. I'm not offended by it because he does get attacked every day. Sometimes, believe it or not, unfairly. And I'm not offended by it because, unlike him, I can take it.
I just want to start by saying, love Stephen A. Smith, fan of Stephen A. Smith. However, I got to disagree with certain things, okay? According to Stephen, he blames Trump for disrupting the momentum of the New York Knicks. All right. Towards the end, as you just heard, he also said he made it clear that if Trump was to show up to the game, it would be his fault that the Knicks lose the game. Now, according to stats, let's just see what's going on. The Knicks had not made it to the finals in about 27 years. Okay, this was before President Trump was even president. They didn't have a position to win in 32 years. And the last championship was won in 1973, which was approximately 50 3 years ago. How you play is based on coaching and practice. And it is what it is. They lost the game nevertheless. I'm not going to sit here and blame the president because he showed up. I'm not going to blame it on anything. If you're good, it doesn't matter if the Pope shows up. It doesn't matter who shows up. Once you're good, you're good. So you mean to tell me, right? If the Knicks had won last night, would Steven had said that the president gave them good luck? I'm just saying, I don't know. But anyway, like I said, Stephen A. Smith, he's cool. I think he's definitely a straight shooter. But I disagree, okay? And you could agree to disagree, but I disagree with that notion. I think the Knicks lost because, once again, there's a winner and there's a loser. And also, it had to do with how they played the game. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this video. I don't even know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to call it. But let me know what you thought of the entirety of this video, from the people literally destroying the streets of New York because their team didn't win. God forbid if they lose again. What else is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I said, feel free to leave that comment below. And as always, Tammy Reaction TV signing off.